All right, guys, we are back. Sorry for technical difficulties. And we should have the right sound here as well now. Yeah, microphone should be working. We are back. Sorry about that. Power outage here, middle of the day. I don't know what's going on with our power breakers here, but that was weird. That was certainly weird. Boilermakers breaking this game wide open from what I seen a moment ago. Oh, and Gonzaga within 5, though. Now 51-46. Purdue, Gonzaga with the ball. And, that was number 11. That's Hickman. And Nolan Hickman, 9 points on the day. And it's a 3-point ball game. Just like that, the Zags are right back into this thing. (48-51) Boilermakers, and they get it inside to number 15, Zach Edey, with 5 seconds on the shot clock. He misses the hook shot. Gonzaga tried to let it go out of bounds, and a Boilermaker runs over to save it back in bounds. Almost a 3-minute drought here for Purdue. They've definitely played in runs today. There's a 3-pointer from the outside, misses. But another rebound for Zach Edey, and they might just take another shot at it here. Back inside to Edey. 8 on the shot clock, and he's going to put it down, and that puts the Boilermakers up by 5, 48-53. Here comes Nembhard looking to attack the hoop. Out to Ike, gets the short jumper, misses. Rebound Purdue, and just like that, Gonzaga just had a shot to bring this within a possession, and immediately they are down by 5. Get the ball back, though. Here's Hickman from the 3-point line, and he hits it, and there it is. It's a 1-possession ball game. Both of these teams can score and come back just like that. 9-2 scoring run for Gonzaga in the last 3:15. We got a 1-possession game, guys. I don't know what's going on. We should be live right now. I can't even see my own live stream, though. What the hell is going on here? Oh, and there's Purdue on the other side. Going up by 4. 55-51 Boilermakers. 10 points, 12 assists for Braden Smith. 8th double-double this season, 9th of his career. Braden Smith of Purdue. All right, here comes Purdue once more time, and the finger roll, and Purdue back to a 6-point lead. How do you like that? Well, not very much if you're a Gonzaga fan, I imagine. All right, I got to put the half mark back up here. And Purdue scores again, 59-51, Boilermakers. That's 15 points on the night for Zach Edey, and that is exactly the guy that you had to stop if you were Gonzaga, and they are not stopping him. And there's an easy basket. Ben Gregg for the Bulldogs, cutting it within 6. 53-59. Oh, in and out, but they cannot continue to give these second chances there. That's an 8-point lead for the Boilermakers. And Purdue with the ball again. The big man inside, Edey. And he is fouled. Here in the second half, Purdue 16-4 advantage in the paint. That's going to be on number 13, Graham Ike. And Purdue just dominating in the paint. 9:49 left in this ball game. 8-point lead for the Purdue Boilermakers.
What are you doing?
Absolute travesty. All right, power is back. Sorry about the power outage. For those of you that were out, but Purdue has put the lights out on Gonzaga here with an 8-point lead. They had to call a timeout. They have great three-point shooting. They're capable of great defense. They need to stop the big man Zach Edey on the inside, and that is much easier said than done. Like, that is literally a huge problem right now for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They just don't know what to do with him. All right. Whoever that is in there, Rob, said he's only got eyes on the chat, no ears right now. His headphones were out. So if you want to chat with Rob, keep him entertained there in the chat. He's there, but he can't hear the game. 8-point game here. A series of lead changes. Each team led for about half of the first half, and then Gonzaga could shut down the big man no longer. Zach Edey, leading scorer in the league with 15 points, and his scoring from the inside has just opened up the perimeter. What's up, Drunken Charge in the house? You see Braden Smith, number 3. For the Purdue Boilermakers. Another one of these guys just making it very difficult for the Gonzaga Bulldogs today. And Purdue is so great at getting guys open on that perimeter. 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 13 assists for the guard, number 3, Braden Smith of Purdue. I mean, he's done it all today. He's done it all on the offensive side of the board. And the Boilermakers will go to the line looking to add insult to injury. Zach Edey shooting at the line. That was a foul. I believe that was on Graham Ike. His second of the game. And Edey hits the first of two. And Gonzaga needs Purdue to start missing some shots. Gonzaga just went on a 9-1 run here 5 minutes ago. And just like that, Purdue built that lead right back up. Ike with the rebound on the second free throw. Missed by the Boilermakers. We got half of a half. Gonzaga down by 9. They got a lot of work to do. And there's Hickman with the ball inside to Greg number 34. And I don't know how that didn't go down, but the ball was just not going down right now for Gonzaga. Points in the paint, 16-2 in favor of the Boilermakers. Make that 18. The nasty dunk by Zach Edey, and it's double-digit mayhem here in Detroit, Michigan. Gonzaga trailing by more than 10 now for the first time in the game. And that's a missed three. Purdue with the rebound. First time anyone has led by double digits. And that's a three ball out of the corner for Purdue. And wow, that hurt. That really hurt. 67-53 Boilermakers with 8:52 left in this game. And Gonzaga, if you got it, you got to use it right now. They call a timeout. They got to talk about this. I don't know what you're going to do. I really don't know what to do. Because if you don't double team Edey inside, he's going to score. He's scoring most of the time. And if you do double team him, they're just finding an open guy from the three-point line and produce the number one three-point shooting team in the league. You got, like I said, underneath the center, you got the number one scoring player in the entire league in the 7'4" center, Zach Edey. And then to complement it, you have the best three-point shooting team in the league. Purdue could end up going all the way. They definitely have the weapons on offense. What's up, Jaws? Dang, was getting ready to go to the bar to watch. What's up, my man? Hey, well, you still got Duke. Still got Duke and Houston coming up tonight. But yeah, it was a close game, man. And then Purdue started putting the pedal to the metal. And here we are, 67-53. Hey, hang out with us and you save a couple bucks, Jaws. Maybe this Purdue run saves me money. Oh, were you going to bet on the Zags? Outscoring Gonzaga 14-2 in the last 4:09 since Anton Watson picked up his fourth foul for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Man. So we are 35 minutes away from the tip-off of Duke and Houston. Here come the Zags. Ike with the ball. Just one field goal in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And that one won't go in for Nembhard. Gonzaga ice cold at the moment. And there's another three-pointer from the Boilermakers. That misses. Graham Ike with the rebound. It's a good thing that missed because on this drought for Gonzaga, they could end up losing the game on this drought. Ike posting up, short hook. And he rarely misses. That's number 33, Ben Gregg. He goes down. I believe he was fouled. Oh, no, just food, drink. I hear you, man. But I wish this was a funner game right now. I guess it's fun if you're a Boilermaker fan. Obviously, I'm a Gonzaga Bulldog fan. Not fun for me. 63-52, North Carolina State leading Marquette. Only 125 left to go over there. It looks like number 11, North Carolina State, will move on to the Elite Eight. What is the call there? All right. Zags have made just one of their last 7 field goals. That's Ike with a 3-pointer. That's not the shots you want to see him taking. And rebound Boilermakers. And Purdue really has a chance to put this game away right now. They're on an 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And, the 3-point, that draws attention to the perimeter, and Edey gets it on the inside. Short hook, and he scores. It's hard to stop 7-4. When you get the ball inside to 7-4, it's usually going to score. And Nembhard with the jumper, that will end a long Gonzaga Bulldog drought. 10 points for him on just 4 of 11 shooting, 69-55. Boilermakers, Purdue with the ball. What's up, PBR Street Gang? Hey, the power is back. We are re-energized. And Nembhard attacking the hoop. Gets it to Watson, and Watson puts it in. 69-57 Purdue. 6:48 left in the game. And that's why they call it madness. It's not over till it's over, baby. Edey with the ball on the inside. And I'm not sure who called that timeout. I think that's a foul on Ike, though, for pulling the jersey. Let's get it on. Damn, Gonzaga. WTF. What's up, 7 in the house? Always rooting for the Zags, Huskies, and Cougs. Rarely get far enough to get me my rooting interest up. Are you a baseball fan too, Josh? Because I'm going to start covering all these Mariners games here, man, during the regular week. 7 in the house. Cheers. If you're not subscribed, Josh, we'd love to have you. And no Supersonics. Oh, dude, I hope we're getting the Supersonics back, man. I've talked to a few people that are close to the mayor, and it really sounds like they're confident that they're going to get them back next year. Like, there could be an announcement before the end of this, of the annual year, like in November or December. That TV contract is going to expire. The NBA really wants to expand, but they've been waiting on that contract. So, man, I hope so. You never know. Their plans, supposedly, is to add a team in Las Vegas and then one here in Seattle. PBR, cheers, bro. Yeah, I'm a huge... Oh, you'll like this, I think, Jaws. Check this out. So, I don't have the whole story on this, but I picked it up at a thrift store. I think it's about 10 years ago now. Something like that. And you look on the back, it's from the NBA Championships, 1978-79. When they won their championships, and it's all the players on that team. And then it's got the scores of each game on here. So you see, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not number, it's their season, 52 wins, 30 losses, and then it has their record in the semifinals, championship, finals. So I thought you might find that interesting. Is that the 116th win live versus the Rangers in 2001? Oh, that's awesome, man. We didn't make it to that game, but we were at opening day that season when they won the 116. Oh, with John Olorud and Ichiro, and that was back when we had Felix Hernandez. Wow, that is dope. So 7 a bit. Losing baseball, pretty hard to follow. They've been trying to get my hopes up the last couple of years. I hear you, man. I am happier right now with baseball. Here's what I am happy about is the pitch count now. That they have limited the pitchers to whatever it is, 20 or 30 seconds on each pitch. Man, that sped the game up so much because I'd stopped watching most of the time. It was so slow. That helped the game out so much. All right, ball inside to Edey. Back out to the perimeter for the Boilermakers. Oh, man, you got to guard better than that. But he knew to attack Watson. Watson's got 4 fouls. Watson can't do a whole lot. 71-57 Boilermakers. And Gonzaga with the ball. Here's Hickman. Out to Watson to Ike. 10 on the shot clock. And there's a jumper. That's Nembhard. The point guard from the perimeter. 59-71. Gonzaga slowly crawling back into this one. 12 points on the game for Ryan Nembhard. And let's see if Gonzaga can get a stop here. Nembhard on the perimeter. Ike guarding Edey underneath. Edey misses. And it looks like they're going to call a foul. I didn't see the foul on Ike. We'll have to see the replay here. That's 5 fouls on the Zags.
He made an unbelievable athletic catch there. That wasn't a great pass.
Well, if anything, I believe that should have been an offensive foul on Edey, though. He's the one who initiated the contact. He bumped Ike. I don't know what you guys are watching, but it looked like he bumped Ike, and then the foul was called. I didn't see Ike make any contact. That's 4 fouls on Ike, 4 on Watson, 3 on Ben Gregg for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Edey misses the second, and the Boilermakers grab the rebound. Luckily, Gonzaga able to get the ball on the first miss there for Purdue. Gonzaga bringing the ball. Wow, they're just wild right now. Trying to get a quick basket. Nembhard running down, throwing it off of somebody, and I think that's going back to Purdue. Sloppy ball movement here for the Bulldogs. That's 6 turnovers for the Bulldogs, 7 for Purdue. But it's so hard to outscore the Boilermakers when you can't stop Ike or Edey. And that's 5 on Ike. Graham Ike out of this game. And now there's nobody in here to stop Zach Edey now. And Ike, a little smile there, filed out 18 points. You know he's upset. He doesn't know. He really just doesn't know what else to say or do. He did everything he could. 18 points for the big man. And you know this hurts him to have to come out of this game. And Edey hits the first of 2, 73-59 Boilermakers. 5:07 left in this game. Barring a miracle, Purdue will go on to the next round. That's 23 points today on Zach Edey. As I mentioned, he's leading the league at 24 points a game. Fixes in. Gets so jaded in the Northwest. Seen so many of our teams get jobbed by the refs. Oh, dude, I remember watching the Sonics losing in that first round of the Denver Nuggets. And I was only in high school. Nembhard with the 3 from the outside. Misses. There's another rebound for the Zags. Oh, there's a 3. Still can't get it to go down. Boilermakers with the rebound. I remember at the time thinking, man, we are just getting ripped on every call. And then it wasn't until years later that referee, Jack, I can't remember his last name, but it was Jack something. He ended up getting in trouble for fixing games. So, there actually was some game fixing in the NBA going on way back when. But unfortunately, it wasn't until years later that it ended up officially coming to light. All right, 15-point lead for Purdue. Just over 4 minutes left in this game. I mean, this would be one of the biggest comebacks, I imagine, in NCAA history if Gonzaga comes back. Watson with the 3 from the outside, and it's just not our ball game. Seems like it's not our day, Jaws. That one goes all the way inside the rim, spins around and out. And rebound Boilermakers, 3:40 left in this game. Gonzaga just 3 field goals in the last 7 minutes and 15 seconds. That's another one down for Purdue. Or something. Yeah, it started with a D. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're talking about the same guy, Josh. You remember. That was so messed, man. I know my regular co-host on here. His name's Billy Hughes. Shout out to Billy. I know he's a Denver fan, but man, I have hated Denver since then. I hated John Elway since then. Remember, he was throwing basketballs into the crowd, getting everybody pumped up. I'm like, man, stay in your sport. Stay in your sport, buddy. But man, yeah, I would love it if you could subscribe and come in and just be cool to have somebody to talk to about Seattle sports, man. And this game, I mean, it's getting close to over. We usually have call-ins towards the end of a stream, but this is so close. Anybody who wants to call in, so that includes you, Josh. Anybody that's in here, 425-791-8730, the call-in here. Man, 76-59. This is getting ugly for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and a lot of these guys, it's going to be their last game in a college uniform. That's the tough part of this tournament. I always tell you, March Madness is my favorite time of the year. This is tough. This is tough when it comes to the end, and I know guys have called me a poor sport in the past. I think last year when Gonzaga went out, I refused to cover any more games. I promise I will not do that this time. I will cover it through the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and I'll cover the national championship. But I will not be covering the second game tonight because I promised the wife we are going out. Yeah, I think it was like Jack Donaghy, something like that. Yeah, there was a couple guys. I think there was a Jack, and then I think it might have been a Jack and a Donaghy. I think those might be two different guys that both were accused of doing shady stuff. But I have watched a little NBA this year, Josh, and I'll tell you, I did not watch a full NBA game. I think people in here can probably verify this. I've been doing this channel. Well, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years. This is my second channel. The other one's called Fights of Friends, where I cover mostly MMA. But I didn't watch a full NBA game since the Sonics left until this year. And I got to tell you, I did enjoy it, though. 23 points, 14 rebounds for Zach Edey, 14 points, 15 assists for Braden Smith of the Purdue Boilermakers. And when you have two guys that put up those kinds of numbers, I don't care who you are, it's going to be a tough night. So since the game was reset, wow, 3 turnovers for Purdue, just one for Gonzaga, but Purdue's been hitting the shots. Gonzaga has not been. Watson at the line misses the first of 2. You can't miss anything right now if you're going to come back. And Graham Ike, feeling like the most helpless man on the planet right now, fouled out sitting on the bench. And Watson hits the second. $76-60. And that's a timeout by the Boilermakers. 76-60, just 3:16 left in this game. I mean, we need a miracle right now. And we've had them in Seattle. The refuse to lose season. When the Mariners were down by 13 games to the Anaheim Angels, down 13 games with 13 games left in the season, won all 13 in a row, Anaheim lost, I believe, 12-13 to push it to a one-game playoff. We ended up winning that one. Biggest comeback in playoff history. Of course, the Seahawks, about 10 years ago, I think in 14, they came back against the Green Bay Packers down by 17 with just a few minutes left. Same pretty much. Eased up and watched a few playoff games, but otherwise boycotting the NBA until our team comes back. I hear you, man. Gonzaga still overachieved this year. Great season, boys. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, I did not expect them to. I expect them to get to the first round. I didn't expect them actually to win the last game against Kansas, and they did very well. And there's Edey on the inside. You just can't stop that guy. And he scores again, 78-60 Boilermakers. Now we can all root for Duke to upset Houston. I'm definitely rooting for Duke. And there's Hickman. Hits a quick 2 for Gonzaga, but seems like too little, too late here, guys. 16-point deficit, 2.5 minutes left to go. I mean, if you're Gonzaga, you can start to foul here, but I mean, what do you do to come back by 16 points in this short amount of time? It's not a whole lot you can do. And there's Edey on the inside. He gets it to go, especially when you can't stop the big man. 80-62, and this is just a drubbing at this point. I won't be covering Duke tonight, Billy, though, because me and the wife are going out to a concert here as soon as this game's over. I was Nemhart with the jumper, 64 points for the Zags, and they're not even trying to foul here. I know you usually don't start fouling with 140 left, but if you were going to do it, now's the time. Double teaming Edey on the inside, trying to get the steal. All right, the winner of this game will play the winner of Creighton and Tennessee. That will kick off at 7:10 Pacific, 10:10 Eastern over on TBS.
It's going to take a real effort to beat this team.
And that's Anton Watson has fouled out with 14 points. So top 2 scorers for Gonzaga now fouled out of the game. As if a 16-point deficit wasn't enough. And there's Hickman with the ball. He puts up a jumper, nothing but net. They're going to run out of time here. So that is the thing, Jaws, if you're still here, that I love about MMA, which is the other channel I cover, and baseball. Like, it's not over until it's literally over. Wow, Purdue very close to getting a backcourt violation there. 4 on the shot clock. They really ran the time down here. 2-1, and that's a shot for Edey. He'll miss that. Rebound Gonzaga, but there's a whistle. How about 11 seed North Carolina State going to the Elite Eight? Had to win the ACC tournament just to get in the big dance, and now they're in the Final Eight. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming at all, man. What a big upset. 11 seed over a 2 at this point in the tournament is super rare. Yeah, I'm still having a hard time believing they beat Marquette. And they beat them. Like, they beat them down. All right, Zags with the ball. I mean, it's all elementary and garbage points at this point, though. That was Huff under the basket. Scores for Gonzaga. 12-point game, but Boilermakers can pretty much run the clock out here. Just 1 second left between the shot and the game clock. And that will wind down the season for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Congratulations to Purdue. You're going to the Elite Eight. They are the winner of the Midwest Regional Semifinal. 1 second left. Gonzaga will have to inbound here. Not even a reason to take a shot here. And there it is. The final, 80-68. It was close until it wasn't. I mean, it was close all through the first half. Gonzaga pulled it back within a possession with about, 12, 15 minutes left to go in the half. And then Purdue just hit the gas. They're advancing to their 6th Elite Eight in school history. Man, Mark Few's already not a super tall guy, but wow, he looks like a child standing below Zach Edey. Edey had to bend over to shake his hand. Like, literally, he had to almost get on his knees to shake Mark Few's hand. That's crazy. All right, the final here in Detroit, Michigan. The Purdue Boilermakers 80. Gonzaga Bulldogs 68 as Spokane winds down their NCAA season. I will be here with you guys tomorrow, though. Give me just a second. So we can figure out what's going on tomorrow. Of course, over on Fights with Friends, we'll be covering UFC starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Men's basketball. Tomorrow we will start number 1, UConn. Number 3, Illinois. That tips off at 3:09 Pacific. So should be over in between 5 and 6. After that, we'll jump over to Fights with Friends. And we'll cover UFC Atlantic City. There's basically 2 Cinderella teams left, though. Number 6, Clemson, who just knocked off a number 2 team. We'll play number 4, Alabama. Both teams 24-11 during the regular season. That should be a great game. That one's at 5:49 Pacific tomorrow, 8:49 Eastern. Alabama 3.5 point favorites. Connecticut 8.5 point favorites over Illinois. And I think it's starting to look likely that we see Purdue and UConn in the national championships. I haven't played out the brackets to see if that's where it goes here, but on the way out the door, did subscribe though. Till the next one, or Seahawks talk. All right, thank you, Jaws. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in the future. For the rest of you, as always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see you all